Just got out of class. In this video, I'm just going to be talking a little bit about why veterans can kind of lose their way once they get out of the military, and maybe a little bit about trying to find your identity, right? You kind of like lose that identity because who you are is like the military. It's like that's your whole. It doesn't happen to everybody, but it can happen to a lot of people where it just becomes your entire personality, right? And then you get out and you lose that. You're like, oh shit, you know what? I don't need to put this uniform on anymore that says, you know, your last name and U.S. Marine, or, you know, whatever branch you're in. And you gotta redefine who the fuck you are. And another thing is like the whole freedom part that you get back. So when you're in the military, yeah, you're like, your freedom, I'm not saying it's non-existent, but it is absolutely nothing compared to being a civilian. Civilian, you can do whatever the fuck you want, pretty much. Obviously, you can't break the law or whatever, but in the military, no, you gotta dress a certain way. You have to have your fucking haircut a certain way. You have to have your, you know, your facial hair a certain way. You can't like get specific tattoos. They are like controlling everything about you, and it's because of the standards that they have on, you know, appearance and just preparedness, and I can go on about that, but all this shit. And I feel like once you get out of the military, it's kind of like you get an overdose of freedom, and you kind of like lose your fucking fat ass mind with that, and you're like, oh my god, like I'm out of the military, dude, I can do anything. I can eat whatever the fuck I want. Oh, I don't have to get up and go PT at 06 or whatever. For me, it was like sometimes 05, 05:45. Either way, the whole point is that it was early as fuck. Oh man, I don't have to do that anymore. And I know a lot of people, like, you get out and you start working somewhere, and that 06 PT is replaced with, you know, 06 going to work, whatever that may be, once you get out. But again, on overdosing on the freedom, oh man, I can, you know, drink during, I mean, a lot of Marines or whatever, you drink during the week, or you drink, you know, a lot, but fucking, it's just, there's no consequence to it. I'm turning this blinker off just because it's fucking annoying. Like, it doesn't matter, because you're not expected to perform, right? Like, the military can be very physical. For me personally, being in the Marine Corps, it was very physical. You had to be in awesome fucking shape. It's, the Marine Corps is the most physically demanding branch out of every branch. So, but we also, you know, we drink a lot. Other branches do too, but it really can fuck with your performance, man. And that doesn't matter once you get out. You know, if your job isn't physical like that, if you're just, you know, doing something that it doesn't have those same physical standards, then it doesn't really matter. So you can kind of let that get out of hand. People can start smoking weed now, or restart smoking weed, you know, over again. And that can just be an issue, again, with the overdose of fucking freedom, and people like just don't know what to do with it, so they just abuse it. And what happens is all that structure and discipline in those habits that they had before, it's fucking just they're like either set on the back burner, or they just don't exist anymore, right? So that's my take on it, is the overdose of freedom. And what I wanted to do is still hold myself to a fucking high standard, not to like the military standards. Like, obviously I'm not in, so that wouldn't make any sense, but just for my own standard on how I view myself and how I just want to carry myself. I still want to be very confident in my own body. I'm not going to feel that way if I'm fucking super overweight. The whole body positivity movement is fucking a load of bullshit, just to like be okay with being fucking fat. Like, oh, everybody should be accepted. Like, yeah, I mean, like your personality, if you're a cool person, why would you be treated any different than a fit person who's cool? Like, that doesn't matter. But when it comes to health, that's where you draw the line. Like, no, bro, like, you actually are fat, you actually are like overweight, like, you're gonna fucking not live as long. You know, I've never seen a super overweight old person, because they die off before that. Just doesn't happen. And what veterans need to do is seek out that structure again. And my whole philosophy on building good habits and everything always starts with doing things that are underwhelming for you. So what that means is like just showing up to the gym. Hold on, watch out, this motherfucker. So like, yeah, well, I mean, like, not going 100% out the fucking gate, right? I'll wait for this shit to turn green. About to get on the freeway, heading home now. Dude, my wife's making some bomb ass burgers tonight. I told her, like, she was like, I want a burger, and I was like, you know what, me too. And then I told her, like, we should just make it at home, because my wife, dude, she cooks good, dude. Like, it's much better than getting takeout somewhere. Like, we got Chipotle last night, and I was eating it, and I was like, it's good, but I'm like, I told her, like, you can make a way better Chipotle bowl than this shit. Like, the rice you make is much better because everything is like mass produced, right? It's just meant for quantity. When my wife cooks, it's all about quality, and home cooked meals are fucking way better in my opinion. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Gonna have some burgers, obviously some ground beef with avocado and bacon, and dude, it's gonna be freaking crazy. And then I forgot what cheese. I think she said American cheese. We usually get pepper jack cheese just because like that's my favorite, and she really likes it too. But she said she wants to get American cheese this time, which I'm cool with. I'll fucking eat any cheese, damn near. Little off topic there, but I'm excited. And you know, the whole thing with veterans, again, starting something underwhelming is like, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym 3 times this week. And Monday is always, in my opinion, the easiest day to start, because that's like the start of the week. Everybody's motivated. Okay, let's get it. Monday, gonna hit. And then it's a little tougher to show up on Wednesday, but you might still do it. Friday comes, fuck no, checked out. I just got off of work. I'm gonna go home and fucking drink. Why would I go to the gym? That's where people fuck it up, and then they kind of just shit all over the whole weekend, and then they might show up again on that Monday if they don't feel like shit from whatever they consumed over the weekend, or they'll just, you know, show up again on Monday, and then it's kind of just like a repeat cycle, you know? So at that point, it's just like, how bad do you really want it? Are you feeling enough pain to actually make a fucking change and show up to the gym for fucking like 45 minutes, maybe an hour? Dude, that's it's either like you spend your time doing that, or you spend your time at home just fucking drinking and doom scrolling. Like, where are you really getting, you know? And you started going to the gym. Like, if you're gonna go on Monday, like, you might as well fucking commit and like go on the rest of the days of the week that you're supposed to fucking go, because you're literally wasting your time. Like, you might as well just go home and fucking doom scroll or whatever your hobby is on Monday and Wednesday, if you're not even gonna show up on Friday and then completely throw away the weekend, right? So there is like a part where you are gonna start with something underwhelming, where it's not super hard to do, but at the same time, you have to fucking commit to that. Like, if it's that easy, you should be able to fucking do it. Have that commitment to it. Commit to yourself. Tell yourself that you are worth it. Like, that standard that you're holding for yourself, that is you. And once you reach that, like, you can even keep raising the bar for yourself too. Just start small. And then, so that's with training. When it comes to food, just start with 1 meal a day. And that 1 meal a day should be prioritizing protein. That is arguably the most important fucking macro. That's what's gonna help you maintain and build the fucking muscle that you have. And then the more muscle you have, the higher your metabolism is. The higher your metabolism is, the more calories you are burning at rest. And if you don't know what that means, it's just, so your body has to burn calories anyway, just to keep it alive. Like me moving my arm right now, that's burning calories. Not a fuck ton, but even just me like breathing, like my lungs are a muscle. My heart pumping blood through my fucking body, it's a muscle. It has to fucking work in order to work, right? So energy needs to be expended in order for it to work. So there are calories being burned there. So when you, I think I'm gonna get into this next fucking thing. So basically, the higher metabolism, the more calories you're gonna burn naturally. You could be sitting down watching Netflix, and if you had built muscle, say like a couple pounds of muscle, you are burnt, that version of you is burning more calories than the old version of you that didn't have that amount of muscle, right? So you need to fucking take that into account. And maybe just being informed can help you out, especially if you're kind of a logical thinker, and you're like, okay, this is why I'm doing this shit. It's because this is what makes sense. Not everyone's a logical thinker though, but so if you're not a logical thinker, you can think of it in a way as, I'm gonna be healthy for my kids, right? Or I'm gonna be healthy for my wife. I wanna look good for my wife. I've had people tell me that, like, yeah, man, I wanna get in shape, and I wanna feel more confident about myself, and I want to look better for my wife, right? And I heard that from people who have served in the military. There's a lot of military members who end up being married and stuff, myself included, and I can contest to that, man. I agree with that. Like, I want to look good for my wife. I want my wife to be able to say, yeah, fuck yeah, that's my husband. Not like, oh, that's my fucking fat ass husband over there. Like, what are you gonna say? Like, that's not your husband? Like, what are you gonna do when he comes up to you and you guys both have a ring on and he calls you, hey babe, you know? So looking good for your wife, I think is that's like paramount. Like, why would you not want to look good for your wife? Like, in my opinion, that's like really embarrassing for her. And I would feel embarrassed, like, damn, I look like shit for my wife. And now, like, whenever there's another dude that looks fucking good, like, you say you go to the beach or something, like, damn, my wife is probably eye fucking that guy right there. Or you can kind of like catch her looking, you know? No need to worry about that when you're the fucking guy that she's eye fucking and actually fucking. One thing at a time. That's it. Make it easy. Even if you have to start with getting more sleep, whatever, 7 to 8 hours, consistently do that. And that's easy. Like, you just lay down earlier and go the fuck to sleep. And then, you know, there's other things you can do too, like having a, like, sleep hygiene, having a routine for that. So not looking at a screen the last like 30 minutes to even an hour, potentially an hour before going to sleep is going to help you sleep longer. And then also setting your AC, if you have an AC or something like that, a fan, make your room cooler. So your body, in order for your body to enter a deep sleep, your body temperature, your core temperature has to go down by, I believe it's 1 to 2 degrees, one or the other, or both. It depends, you know, everybody's a little different, right? Everybody's body's a little different, but either way, your body temperature has to go down. Point blank, that's it. And that happens when you make your room cooler. So what I do is I set my AC, I have a little fucking window AC, I set it to at 62 degrees, and that puts me, dude, that shit knocks me out, because you're like super comfy, and then you have your blankets, you know, you're just all fucking, you know, you're right there with your wife, your girl, whoever the fuck, your dog, whatever, and you knock the fuck out, and you get that good quality of sleep, because not all sleep is made equal. And, you know, there's deep REM sleep. That's where where your body's actually repairing its muscles. So it's, you know, sleep, it sounds like it's like, what the fuck, I'm just getting more sleep. Dude, sleep is like super important. So that's actually a really good place to start. And it's really good for your hormones too. And then, so I will say this, I would rather skip a workout than lose sleep. That's how important sleep is. So start there, man. And then, like I said, if you're going to prioritize, start making nutrition changes. You don't need to do a whole ass meal plan instantly, because, again, that can become overwhelming for some people. Some people can do it, some people can't. So if you're a person that can't just jump right into it, or you're not sure exactly what to do, a good starting point is to prioritize fucking protein in every single one of your meals. Or if you're just gonna get started, right? So just start with one meal, or have a snack. Like, start with consistently having a protein shake every day. You know, that's a good way to start. And then, say for breakfast, make sure you have some eggs and mix up some egg whites. I like to do 2 eggs, 2 servings egg whites, and like a serving and a half of cottage cheese. That's plenty of protein right there. I believe that's over 40 grams of protein just in one sitting, right? And having 30 to 50 grams of protein per meal is definitely ideal for most people. And that's a great way to start. As far as the gym, at least 3 times a week. If you're gonna do 2 times, that can work, but you just need to make sure that the intensity is high enough for you to actually get something out of that. Because if you're only going 2 times a week, like, your volume is like obviously kind of low, especially if you're not going for a long period of time. Like, say if you're going 2 times a week and each time is only an hour, you can make that work. You just need to make sure that your intensity is high, like you're pushing yourself to failure on almost every single set. You can leave like 1 to 2 reps in the tank, but you're gonna want to fucking push yourself, because you're only going twice. So you're gonna want to do that, and then you're also gonna want to do some heavy fucking compound lifts if you want to actually at least maintain the muscle you have. And then you can also build too. I'd say you're gonna, like, just to give you some numbers, I'd say that would potentially give you like 80% of the result that you would get as compared to going to the gym like at least 3 to 4 times a week. So you still get progress. It's not as much, but it's still better than fucking not going, right? And it's still progress. Progress is progress, right? As long as you're taking steps forward to getting closer and closer to your goal, that's honestly all that fucking matters. As long as you're constantly going in the right direction, like, who is anyone to say that you're fucking wrong in what you're doing, right? So as long as you fucking are making the effort to better yourself, I think that's a fucking win every single time. It doesn't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. And I like to tell this to people all the time is, being consistent doesn't mean being fucking perfect. It means just continuously showing up, even though sometimes your conditions may not be perfect. And that's completely fine, as long as you just show the fuck up and you're putting an effort to actually take a step in the right direction and actually doing it right. And that's pretty much it. That's my rant for the video. I hope that, you know, if you're somebody that's trying to get back on track, this helped you out. If you watched the entire video, I really do appreciate you being here. Feel free to like, if you leave a comment or a question. If you want to see more videos like this, then just go ahead and subscribe, because I post regularly. And then if you want to reach out to me, you can go ahead and leave a comment, but you're going to get a quicker response on Instagram. I'm a little more active on Instagram. And if you need help, dude, like if you need help building a plan, training, good structured training plan, nutrition plan built around your life, because everybody's life's different. Sometimes it's not a one size fits all. If you need help building that structure and putting it into your life, just feel free to DM me and we'll talk about it, man. We'll see if we're a good fit for each other. And no matter what, I'm going to leave you with something. So really, it's a win-win situation. Either way, appreciate you being here, and I'll catch you in the next video.